up, y'all? It's your girl Kenzo for life here, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 most hated Call of Duty maps ever. There's truly a special type of pain only a truly awful Call of Duty map can deliver. It's a rage that brings us all together, the feeling of being spawn camped into oblivion, running a marathon just to find a gunfight, or being vaporized by one of 1,000 explosive cars. It's that unique agony that makes you wonder if the map designers were personally trying to ruin your day. We've all been there, and we've all considered throwing our controller into the stratosphere. Today, we're not just remembering that pain, we're giving it a trophy. We're counting down the absolute worst of the worst. These are the 5 maps that made the entire community rage quit in perfect harmony. These are the battlegrounds we absolutely love to hate. And coming in at number 5 is a map that proves a good idea can go very, very wrong. Derail. The name alone should have been a red flag. Dropping into this gigantic, snowy train wreck from the original Modern Warfare 2 felt epic at first. The size, the atmosphere, the promise of cool sniper battles, it looked great. And then the match started. Derail's biggest problem was that it had no idea what it wanted to be. It was somehow wide open and super cramped at the same time, a combination that made every playstyle miserable. For a game as fast as Modern Warfare 2, playing on Derail was like hitting a brick wall. Matches would slow to a crawl, often ending because the timer ran out. Nobody could find each other because everyone was hiding. Want to play aggressively? Good luck. Your only option was to sprint across huge empty fields of snow, making you look like a slow-moving bullseye for the army of snipers hiding in every single window. The map basically forced you to sit still and pray. All the action would get crammed into 1 or 2 buildings, turning the game into a sad version of King of the Hill, while 90% of the map went unused. That main warehouse was a fortress of frustration, a meat grinder you just throw yourself into over and over. If you weren't in there, you were getting sniped by a player you couldn't even see. The flanking routes were long, obvious, and got you killed every time. For most of us, loading into Derail was a guaranteed way to start the match with a heavy sigh. Speaking of maps from the original Modern Warfare 2 that made you want to pull your hair out, let's talk about number 4, Wasteland. This map is the definition of love it or hate it. And trust me, most people hate it. Based on a map from the very first Call of Duty, Wasteland drops you into a giant radioactive field with nothing but a trench in the middle. The problem? The map was a giant open bowl of death. The gameplay consisted of people lying down in the grass, becoming completely invisible human landmines, and picking off anyone who dared to actually move. You'd spend what felt like an eternity running across an empty field, only to get sent back to the spawn screen by a bullet from a ghost. And then there was the bunker. That underground ditch was the map's only point of interest, and it was pure chaos. A non-stop nightmare of grenade spam and RPGs. Trying to capture it felt like jumping headfirst into a wood chipper. But if you stayed out of it, you were just sniper bait. Your 2 terrible choices were get blown up in a cramped tunnel or get picked off from a mile away. Fun. For most players, Wasteland wasn't a tactical challenge, it was just boring and annoying. It encouraged a slow, cowardly playstyle that was the exact opposite of what made Modern Warfare 2 fun. At number 3, we have a map so legendarily bad, even its own developers made memes about it. Gustav Cannon from Call of Duty World War II. The map is built around a single, absurdly powerful feature, a giant railway cannon plopped right in the middle. Cool idea, right? In practice, it absolutely ruined everything. Gustav Cannon is a massive snow map where the gameplay loop went something like this. Step 1, spawn. Step 2, try to run towards the center. Step 3, get instantly sniped by one of the 3 people already sitting on top of the giant cannon. If you controlled the cannon, you won. The rest of the map was just decoration. The map was heaven for snipers and hell for everyone else. The fields around the cannon were a wide open death sentence with zero cover, so trying to push forward was just a funny way to commit suicide. This led to the most boring, static matches imaginable where teams would just trade sniper fire from across the map until the timer ran out. It was so lopsided that the entire community, including pro players, treated it like a joke. You just immediately back out of any lobby that voted for it. Gustav Cannon wasn't a Call of Duty map, it was a shooting gallery where all the fun went to whoever climbed the train first. Alright, we're in the top 3 and believe me, it only gets worse from here. These last 2 maps have left permanent scars on all of us. Before we get to them, if you're enjoying this therapy session of shared gaming trauma, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. We cover all COD's best and worst moments, and your support helps us keep the lights on. Now, back to the pain. Our runner-up for the most hated map is a place so despised, just hearing its name gives players PTSD. Piccadilly. Ripped from Modern Warfare 2019, Piccadilly is what happens when a cool-looking location completely ignores the concept of fun. They did an amazing job recreating London's Piccadilly Circus, but it turns out a real-world tourist trap makes for a terrible video game map. Piccadilly was a showcase of awful design. The map's flow was a chaotic mess of buses and cars that created a maze of terrible cover and confusing sightlines. Simply moving was a death wish. You were either forced into a few deadly choke points or pushed into the open where you could be shot from about a dozen different windows. And the spawns were, without a doubt, some of the worst in COD history. One team got a massive advantage with easy access to all the best spots, especially the second floor stores. If you spawned on the bad side, you were trapped. The game would basically spawn you directly in the enemy's crosshairs and say, good luck. It felt like spawn trapping was a feature, not a bug. On top of all that, the lighting was a nightmare, making it impossible to see enemies hiding in the shadows. Piccadilly just felt unfair. It didn't matter how good you were, the map itself was working actively against you. For almost everyone, the feeling wasn't just dislike, it was pure, unfiltered rage. And here we are. The absolute pinnacle of multiplayer suffering. The map that united the entire community in a volcano of pure hatred. Taking the #1 spot, and it's not even close, is Sena border crossing from Modern Warfare 2 2022. This map isn't just bad, it's a crime against game design. It's considered one of the worst maps, not just in recent years, but maybe in the history of the franchise. Sena is just a long, narrow highway filled with cars. That's it. That's the entire map. There are no real flanking routes, just a tiny sidewalk. The gameplay is a straight line of misery, but the one thing that pushed this map from awful to legendary was that every single car was a bomb. In the beginning, the first minute of every match was just a symphony of random, unavoidable explosions. One grenade could set off a chain reaction that would wipe out your entire team right after you spawned. Skill didn't matter. It was all about whether you were lucky enough not to spawn next to a Ford Fiesta that was about to go nuclear. Even after they patched the cars so they wouldn't explode, the map was still fundamentally broken. You were left with a horribly cramped, one-lane battlefield with awful sightlines. One of the map's designers even admitted it was more experimental, which only made the community angrier. Sena isn't just a map, it's a monument to terrible ideas and a cautionary tale about gimmicks gone wrong. It is by far the most hated map in Call of Duty history. And there you have it. From the frozen wasteland of Derail to the explosive traffic jam from hell, these are the maps that have caused the most rage in Call of Duty history. They're the ones that make you immediately back out of a lobby. But that's just our list. Now we want to hear from you. This is a safe space. Head down to the comments and let it all out. What's the one map that sends you into a blind rage? What's your personal nightmare? Tell us your most hated Call of Duty map and why it deserves to be on this list of shame. We can't wait to read through your stories of suffering. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay frosty.